Hey everyone, and welcome back to another studio vlog. If you are new here, my name's Lainey and I'm an artist. For today, I thought I would do a monthly kind of refresh. So it's currently July 2nd, and I thought I would take advantage of the extra long weekend since the 4th is coming up. I decided that it would be great if I cleaned out my closet, kind of got rid of extra clothes that I'm not really wearing or not feeling anymore. So that's what we're doing here. And this actually was really refreshing to do because lately I've just been kind of in a little bit of a rut, I guess you could say. Mostly just because I have so many things going on, and with the wedding and work and just life. So sometimes I find that I neglect, certain things, and kind of giving myself a clean slate helps me out. So getting rid of these clothes and kind of cleaning things out is definitely helpful. Lucifer is chilling with me and kind of monitoring my progression, mostly looking outside and barking at neighbors walking by, but we'll give him credit for hanging out with me. I hope everyone is doing well, and that we are enjoying the nice weather and the summer. Hope everyone is, trying to make the most of that. Always good to get out and get some fresh air, or even just, like what I'm doing, cleaning things out in the beginning of the month. But this was a good project for me to tackle, and afterwards I felt really good about it. And I got all of those clothes shipped out and donated, so that was a really good task to kind of complete. So here's kind of what I filtered out. Went really well. And then I went ahead and tackled my little bins on the top of the closet. These get disastrous. I store a lot of like my beauty tools, my hair stuff for dyeing my hair, extra like soaps and things. I'll go up there, and like travel things. Anything that I just kind of need out of the way and don't use on a regular basis goes into these bins, but from time to time I kind of make a mess of them, and they get just to be like really confusing for me on like what is what. So I'm reorganizing all of that, and kind of getting rid of stuff that is in here that I don't need anymore. So this was also a really good task to finish up and get out of the way. I've been stalling on doing it because going through all of them is such a pain in the butt, but we got it done, guys. We got it done. Another place that often gets, trashed from time to time is the kitchen. I think we can all, or I think we've all experienced that one, but as the weeks kind of, wind down to an end, my kitchen often needs some extra love, so I'm just kind of spraying everything down, tidying everything up, and then I decided that I would go ahead and start up my juicing again. I make a ABC juice, which is really good for your immune system and digestion and all of that stuff. So I cut up some beets, apples, and carrots and blend that all up and get that into my little juice bottles that I got from Amazon. Honestly, I think my favorite part about juicing is just stocking the little bottles in the fridge once I'm all done. It's just like the most rewarding thing to see them all nicely organized in my fridge. I did do a quick little fridge clean out too, just to kind of get stuff reorganized. I didn't record that, unfortunately, but I cut up my watermelon. I prepped some overnight oats too, so we were just getting things done. The other thing I am tackling is, of course, we gotta have some dinner. So I am making Japanese curry. This is a big favorite in our house. It's super easy to make, and you could really use whatever veggies you want, but we typically stick with some chunky carrots, potatoes, onions, garlic. The onions and garlic are mostly used for kind of searing the meat, giving it some nice flavor. I didn't record me kind of doing the meat just because it was a lot, but I just put the onion and the garlic in there and let that saute, and then once that's done and I have my meat seasoned, which is usually a chuck roast, I sear it, and then to get it nice and juicy, I ended up putting it in my pressure cooker and letting it go for a little bit while I get the veggies and stuff ready. And the Japanese curry, we get it, I'm not sure if it's what stores it's available in, but we usually get ours from H Mart or mostly H Mart, and then lately we've been finding it at Pete's. but we usually grab a couple of packs because we love it. We both love serving it with some fresh tomato wedges, so I'm prepping our little toppings here. So the tomato, and then we love also adding some fresh green onion on top. It's a very heavy dish, but adding like this little touch of freshness to it definitely helps it out. And I'm sorry if you can hear like Lucifer, he's chewing on his bone right now. So excuse me for that, but yeah, so I'm finishing up chopping up the green onions, and then here is something that I have been meaning to do, and that is make my own rose water. We have a little rose bush out in front, which I just love, and it was blooming like crazy, and I picked some for the vases around the house. So you'll see like back there I put one on the table, and they're just so pretty. And then I decided that I would make my own rose water. So I'm cutting off the roses from the stems, and I'm gonna give them a good wash, and then kind of boil them in water for a little bit till you get all of the nice rose extract out of them. And then I'll put it in the fridge to cool it down, and put it in a little spray bottle. The other thing that I'm going to be doing, which I've done before, is make my own pine sol. Now this might sound crazy, but I did go and pick out some fresh pine needles from some of the trees that are around our area. I might have looked crazy to the neighbors, but I don't really care. So you just pick some and you give them a good wash. And then I have some vinegar and a nice container here. And so once they're all washed, all you have to do is put the pine needles in there and pour the white like distilled vinegar over on top, and you just let it soak and like kind of ferment in there. I usually try to keep it in there for about like a month or so. It's a long process, but afterwards you get a really like nice pine sol-y kind of smell, and I really enjoy it instead of just buying the store-bought version, which I know it's not bad, but I just kind of like the natural process of like making my own. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here today, and I thought I'd share it with you guys in case maybe you want to give it a go. So here is the Japanese curry all finished up. We're having it with some bread today. Typically we have it over rice, but it was good that way. So after I have gotten everything done for today that I planned on tackling, I thought I would go ahead and sit down for a nice paint session outside. I honestly love when I get to sit out on our balcony. It's just so nice and refreshing. Oftentimes my fiance has the AC blasting, and it does get a little bit warm out where we are, but I can't sit in the AC all day, so sometimes I just sneak out onto the balcony, and today I decided I would do a little paint session out there. I was feeling pretty lazy, so I didn't get my my paint palette out there with me because I have a small little table, and so I was trying to not take up too much space. So you'll see me kind of dotting the paint on there, and this was by no means a masterpiece at the end of it. That's why I'm not even bothering to show you the final piece. But I did have fun kind of painting this way and mixing the colors as I went. It was kind of nice, and I was just honestly messing around with the textures and the colors kind of blending together. But this was a really, really productive day, and I felt really good about it at the end of it. It was definitely a lot, and I was exhausted by the end of it, but it was totally worth it. And, I felt like I fit everything in, and even getting a paint session in at the end of it, I was pretty proud of myself. Lately, I just haven't been doing as many art projects, and I think that's just because I've been doing a lot of wedding planning, and work often gets to me a lot because it's just been so hectic at work, and the workload that I have just keeps increasing, which I don't mind because I'm learning, but at the same time, I feel very mentally wiped by the end of the day, and honestly, I just don't get around to tackling a new painting or a doodle or a sketch or anything like that, or even working on my website. I haven't touched that thing in months, and I feel so guilty about it, but at the same time, I'm just trying to be graceful with myself and understand that sometimes we just have to slow down and do what we can. So if I can fit in a quick fun paint session when I'm up to it, then I'll do it. But I'm gonna try not to beat myself up about it if honestly I'm just exhausted for the day and I don't get around to it. But I've been doing okay, I think. Even with like recording, I'm trying to get better about just planning it out and recording where I can instead of, I guess, having this goal in mind of what I want to record and what it's going to be about. Like that kind of stresses me out, so I try to keep it really loose and just record what I'm kind of doing throughout the day that I need to get done or that I want to get done. And I did it today. I did it for this video, so I'm proud of myself. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for that one. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a lengthy one, but I tried to get a lot of different things in here, and honestly, it was just the kind of day I was having, so I hope that you enjoy it and that you like it. Like I said, I'm not going to end up showing the final, piece that I ended up making, but it was honestly just so fun to mess around with the paint and enjoy the outside and get some fresh air, clear my mind, all of that good stuff. So even if it wasn't a masterpiece or I didn't post it or anything like that, it's still really good to just do something, and I highly encourage you guys to do the same. Just get around to what you can and make the most of it and enjoy your time. I hope everyone has a wonderful 4th of July weekend, and that you definitely subscribe or like the video. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks. Bye. paper.